I have encountered 3 or 4 crises.
It's knowing that my family is behind me.
So a lot of time your mistake is made during.
I think make yourselves available, be open to new experiences, activities.
Hi there, this is Lucia. Welcome to my channel. Today we had the pleasure to sit down with 2 extraordinary entrepreneurs who are also father and son. So Roland and Chen Wei, nice to see you today.
Thank you.
Hello. To start with, I'd love to ask you both, what was your family dynamic like when you were growing up? And would you describe it as a more strict or more relaxed?
For me, I think I would say that it's a very strict kind of environment. But at the same time, we have the opportunity learning how to do business, in a very early age. Yeah,
Okay.
there's when I was about maybe 12 to 13 years old. So I went to my father's shop and start listening or learning how he conduct the business. But at the same time, of course, we're helping out what they do, and we have a sort of opportunity to actually discern the conversation between my dad and customer, my dad with the friends, So from there, I think I have learned a lot. But at the same time, become a very routine or very childhood life, not as other people who actually just being around or things like this. So I think it gave me a lot of learning, at that time, when I'm in a very young age. Yeah. And also, I would say that my dad is quite strict. They don't allow me or allow the children to sort of mix around with other people or do nothing, So most of the time, they want us to be around the shop, and start learning from very young.
Amazing. And how about you, Chen Wei?
Yeah, so maybe to add on to what Dad talked about, maybe I should say Dad is one of the oldest of 14 children. So we come from a very, very big family. So it is a very traditional Chinese household growing up in Singapore. But in saying that, Dad studied in England. He went one of the first in his family to study abroad. And he first came to Australia, in the 80s?
80s, yes.
Yeah, to start doing business here in Australia.
So I can say that you're the most adventurous in your family.
Yes,
that time.
I think, at that time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So while we are traditional, I'm one of 3 brothers. We grew up in a traditional household, but I think we are also outwardly looking as well. I studied here in Perth. My brothers as well studied here in Australia. I remain and continue the business here. I think we have many perspectives. I think our roots are as Chinese, but we've got a very worldly perspective, looking at opportunities, looking at different cultures, just interacting and experiencing different things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. That is a very different lifestyle than mine, but very, very admirable. And so building on your early environment and values, I want to ask Roland, you've led Tat Hong to become one of the world's largest crane rental companies.
Yep.
And from our last meeting and also from Chen Wei, I've learned that you have vast experience in Australia, Southeast Asia, and China. And you've even created a platform to produce and share short videos of traditional Chinese opera, which is now very popular among your users. So what was the core factor that led Tat Hong to its success? And what was the motivation behind your other businesses and ventures?
Yeah. Right. I mean, I come up from the Chinese school. And then I went to England to study as a civil engineer. So this give me both culture differences between the East and the West. And I can understand the culture in the East and also the culture in the West. More important thing is that, whatever we do at Tat Hong, and we set up company in overseas in the country, we respect their own culture, and we sought not to change the culture, the way the business can be conducted. So many a time that, in Australia, let's say Australia, we follow the Australian way. Even the name itself, we also don't change to a Chinese name. We call it Tutt Bryant, So, very much so that I think the culture and the behavior of the staff or the management, we respect that decision, and we don't try to input our own thinking, our own sort of culture from Singapore to the country that we invested. Same as China, I mean, China also a different. So I think it would be totally different from Australia.
Yes.
But at the same time, because we also need to respect Chinese culture. But because I'm both sides, I can understand the both sides of country and the history and all this. So make it very much easier for me to accept and to build out the team in Australia and in China.
Yeah.
So I think that is part of our family spirit, that we are able to actually go to the east and go to the west. Yeah.
Wow. Exploring, always exploring.
Yes.
Yeah. That is incredibly insightful, Roland. And looking back, what was the most critical decision you've ever made in business or in life?
Oh, there's a lot, critical decision that we have made. You see, being in business for about nearly 50 years, I think I have encountered 3 or 4 crises. 3 or 4 crises, whether it's in local or in the world, or regional crises. One thing I learned is that, really I had to make a decision of looking at company cash flow. I have made some decision that when the company are very, very gone to a very tough period, then I decided to actually sell some assets, which I think also that, is a good asset, but I got no choice, I have to sell it, and get the cash flow going. And I always, in Chinese, I always say that, 留作青山在，不怕没柴烧. So I think there is a few crisis that I always have this in mind. And I told my staff also, and I told Chen Wei also, that you cannot fight against the market. But at a crisis, you make a good decision, and you make sure your cash flow is positive.
Yeah.
Whether you make money or doesn't make money, it doesn't matter. Your cash flow must be always there. So I think, throughout these years, I learned that is the most, important thing that I did, in the crisis time. But I might say, a lot of time during crisis, you make a good decision. But many times that you make a mistake is because business doing well, you have a lot of cash in the company.
Yeah.
Then you tend to make a mistake. Because you don't think it so deeply. It doesn't matter. Oh, I got money. So a lot of time your mistake is made during your good time.
So always need to be alert.
Alert, yeah.
Very good advice. And I was also wondering, Roland, what values did you aim to pass down to your children? Because you're sitting here as a father-son duo today, so I'm particularly interested in what would you like to pass on to your future generation in business and in life?
Yeah, I think as Chen Wei had actually worked with me for maybe about 20 plus years. I think whatever I want to pass on, is there. He already learned it, I think he learned it even better than mine, And but it's up to him to pass on his sort of like his to his children, all this. And important is that I always rank family come first. Family is very important, and family support is very important. Maybe sometime when you really sort of sad or really down, you like to sort of have family member, beside you, and you feel a little bit comfortable, I mean, I have one stage really, I'm very, very down, right? This I do also, many things do, it's wrong, but you feel very sad, you feel very down, but when you go home, somebody said, hey, don't worry, you just bite the bullet, you know.
Yeah.
So I think, you give comfort to yourself. I think your family's support is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what I learned from you is that always you will get energy and positive energy from your family. So always value your family the most.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also you must think positively.
Yes.
I mean, in Chinese we call it 正能量. And the group of friends that you make must be similar to what you're thinking.
Need to be like-minded people
Yeah,
around
like-minded
you.
people. I don't like to make with people who actually always very negative.
Yeah.
Blame everybody. He doesn't blame himself, So I try to get away from them.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. And now for Chen Wei, first of all, thanks for sharing, Roland. It seems that you passed on a lot to Chen Wei, and I can see that your family has a lot of values that going down generations. So as I know, Chen Wei, you are also a very successful entrepreneur, being the managing director of Tutt Bryant, diverse construction equipment sales and industrial hire service provider in Australia, conducting operations nationally. In the meantime, you're also responsible for the beautiful hotel that we're sitting in today, Ingot Hotel, Perth, and Golden Road Australia, a premium sea cucumber brand that promotes sustainable fishing and processing of our beautiful sea cucumbers from Shark Bay. So with such a diverse business portfolio, from engineering to hospitality to aquaculture, what drives your entrepreneurial journey across these industries?
Yeah, look, I think Dad talked a bit about family and sort of that East-West connection. So look, a lot of it are values that were imparted from him. I think here in Australia, you look at the big blue sky, the vastness of our lands, and the pristine ocean that we have. You feel that the opportunities are endless. So I came here at a pretty young age, when I was 15, and I was exposed to all sorts of opportunities, whether it's sports, studies, social. So it's perhaps part of it that drives me. That even though our family business is traditionally in heavy equipment, we're always curious about what other business opportunities and ventures we can get into. And bridging that East-West gap as well. We come from Singapore, which is limited in natural resources. We've got business interests in Southeast Asia and in China, where obviously a lot of Australian produce are exported, whether it's iron ore, coal, natural gas, beef, wine, lobster. So why not sea cucumbers, right? So that's something that's of immense interest to us. And I think as a sort of younger generation as well, sea cucumber is often thought of as more traditional, where older folks have, and maybe have in a special occasion. But we thought, look, we can try and elevate that for the new younger generations, where we can educate more about the health benefits of sea cucumbers. And we're working with traditional owners up in Shark Bay as well, where they are sustainably harvested and dried, cooked, in a very respectful way. So we can point towards the provenance, where it's come from, how it's been handled, and how it's been processed. And a lot of times, I think the sea cucumbers you get up in Asia, you don't really know where it's come from, right? Yeah. So I think that appeals. It's something that's unique here from WA. So I think, it's bridging that sort of gap between East and West, through the entire Asia Pacific. I think my family's always looked at, what are the products and services we can bring from one region to the other. So again, it's back to that sort of outward-looking perspective. We may be Singaporeans. I've lived here half my life, but at the end of the day, it's my family.
Yes. Wow, that is amazing. And as far as I know that Roland, you also contributed to the name of Golden Road.
Oh.
Is it the Chinese name? As I heard.
Oh, yeah.
Jinglu.
Oh,
Jinglu.
Jinglu.
Yeah. How
yeah.
did you come up with the name?
Well, I mean, they show me, what is Jinglu and why you want to call Jinglu,
Yes.
and I think of a few Chinese names that they say blend into what they think, what they call the quality,
Yes.
and also it's natural,
It's
things
actually
like
a
this.
very good
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
But perhaps more interesting is the name of our hotel, Ingot.
Ingot, yes.
Ingot, yeah.
So, look, when we talked about Dad first coming to Australia in the 80s,
Yeah.
one of the deals he made was buying a motel back then called the Bel Air, Confident Bel Air.
Okay.
So it's actually located at this site that we're sitting in now. We redeveloped it a number of years ago, opened in 2018, late 2018. And we thought we'll come up with a name that reflects our family. It's a family-owned property.
Yes.
And our last name is Ng, Ng. So I came up with Ingot. It obviously has our family name, Ng, in it.
Yes.
And obviously being WA, being a mining state, ingot that relates to gold and silver, there is that connotation to it. Yeah. But then when I workshopped this name with Dad, he liked it straight away. He immediately liked it. Yeah. And reason why, if I may, Dad, what he said is, I like it because it goes, I own this hotel.
Oh.
So INGOT.
Right.
He tried to explain to
So
me
smart.
what is ingot, and we got the NG inside.
Wow.
Then my mind was scared, look at it differently, thinking differently. ING own this hotel, just nice.
Yeah, but either way, it's perfect.
yeah.
So look, we thought it was important. We could easily have gotten a well-established brand
Yeah.
to come in.
Yeah.
But we thought it was important. This is our family's property. It's a bit of our family's legacy. So we thought, look, we have to come up with a name that reflects that. The family values and who are the people behind it.
Yeah. And
so we're
talking
really proud
about
of it.
that, are you planning to open more Ingot Hotel
Well, we like to, yes.
Yes.
We like to. So we just got to find the right property. We certainly would like to roll out the Ingot name a bit
That's
wider.
amazing. That's amazing. Looking forward. And also, one more question for you, Chen Wei. What have you learned from your father over all these years? And what's something you've done differently?
Yeah, look, things that I've achieved on a personal basis is, it's knowing that my family is behind me. Yeah, that will tell the story that when I was in uni, during exam times, I'll call home. I don't call home any other time. Only during exams I'll call home.
Okay.
Because I'll be studying, I'll be stressing, I'll be calling home.
Yes.
But I always know that the support is always going to be there. From my parents, the unconditional love and support is always going to be there. So whatever I achieve in life, whether it's business, studies, when I was in the army, it's just knowing that there is that bedrock, supporting me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that when I was growing up is it's something that I cherish very much.
Yeah.
Look, in working life, me and my brothers, we look at my father and we never complain we're busy, because as busy as we are, it can never compare to what my father does. In addition to business, he does a lot of community work. He does a lot of sort of helping other people out, whether it's a business or in their personal life. He's a justice of peace in Singapore. He used to be the non-resident ambassador for Singapore to East Timor, and many other posts, and former president of the Singapore Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Seeing that.
So for me and my brothers, we always draw inspiration from my father. Regardless of how stressed and how much workload we have, we go, it's nothing compared to my father. And the other thing about what we've learned from my father is integrity. I think whatever we do in business, in life, yes, we can make money, yes, we can achieve high status, but at the end of the day, it's our own personal brand. People will remember you for what you've done for them. Your personal integrity, doing what you say you do. You're a man of your word. I think that is a very important thing. So it doesn't matter, whether you make lots of money out of your business ventures or you don't, right? But have you been true to yourself? Because at the end of the day, when you are, when your life in this world finishes, what people you remember you as, I think that's far more important than how much money you've made.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a very important lesson that I've learned from my father.
Wow. That's amazing. So touched. And I was curious, how do you support each other as father and son in business and in life, especially from like Chen Wei to Roland? Because I've listened to your story about how your family has been a support for you. So how do you support each other in life, like in especially difficult situations?
Yeah, I mean, see, the most of the time, I know Chen Wei is very capable and he know how to handle the business, and I know he's very, no matter what situation, very tough, he can handle it. So to me, is that there's not much that I want to interfere unless he's actually asked me for some advice, and I just advise him, but not all the time we agree. I mean, I
So you
I,
guys
I have to
sometimes
admit, sometimes we
I wouldn't say
have
fight, but maybe disagree.
think differently.
Disagreement, yes.
Yeah, maybe because of the culture,
Yeah.
and also looking at different perspective, right? I still can remember that when he take over from the previous CEO of Tutt Bryant,
Mhm.
and the market was very, very bad. That at that time, Australian market is really down. And he just told me, say, I'm very sad, and I don't know what to do. And I can tell that he was frustrated and he was very upset. And just tell him, you cannot fight over the market, right? Have you did the correct thing? If you cash flow, and downsizing, if you did it, then that's it. I say there's so much thing that we can do. But what you need to do is watch out your cash flow. I think thing will come back. I mean, I've gone through so many cycles. I say it's nothing good to be afraid of. Do the right thing. Things like this. And I know that whatever thing happen, the family is always there to help him.
Yes.
I think that one is much more important.
Yes.
For even doing business.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's always support each other in the family.
Yeah, right.
And I'd also like to hear from each of you. What is the most important piece of advice you would like to share with the young people, especially the second generation migrants who are looking to start their own business or ventures? Yeah, so
I mean,
can we
the
start?
new migrant.
Yes, young migrants.
Yeah, I always think that if you want to do anything in overseas, I mean, I also advise a lot of Chinese come to Singapore. I say the most important thing, you must understand the country, the culture.
Yep.
So in order not to go around the wrong path, I think it's good for them to actually look for a good partnership in that country. Whatever you do, just look for a good partnership. Then from there, you all just grow together, rather than you just learn the learning curve is too long for you, because right now the business environment, the change so fast.
Yes.
And if you doesn't get in the right track, you just try to figure out, things that change again. So you'll be a lot of learning curve for you.
Yes.
So if you can dry up the local partner, find a good local partner, I think that is easier for him to actually make it a success. It's quite easy. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very useful advice. And what about Chen Wei?
I would say to young people who are, maybe new to the country, or, they're second generation, I think open their eyes, to what's out there here in Australia. Talk about the endless opportunities, and it does seem like it's endless opportunities. But I think people do sometimes, are a bit more sheltered. They don't look beyond maybe their family. I think here in Australia, and even Australians themselves, right? I'm quite passionate working with traditional owners. It's looking beyond what you're comfortable with. Even volunteering in a community group, the people that you get to meet, the different perspectives you get to have.
Yes.
I remember there's someone said, you don't need to be rich in terms of money, right? You can be rich in terms of the experience you get, the connections to the people and the places.
Yes.
And I think there is so much that's available here in Australia. Whether it's business or not, I think there's so much experiences people can collect. So many connections that are available to young people. So I won't say don't stress about, chasing the dollar all the time. Don't stress about business all the time. I think make yourselves available, be open to new experiences, activities, new people. And through that, whether it's your social life, your personal life, business life, I think doors will open for you.
Wow. Very powerful. And I think we all need to learn that. And you both shared that we just need to be adaptable to new environments, because now the world is really changing so fast, and you have new technologies like AI coming up every day. And you just have to adapt and learn fast. Learn as you go.
Correct.
Right. Yes. And thank you so much. And shall we move into the Chinese section?
Yeah, why not?
Yes. Okay. Now it's a
Now this is
relaxing
where I struggle.
OK，考验大家中文能力的时候到了哈。然后我想问一下，因为上一次我们见面，你有提到你的这个平台，我其实特别感兴趣。然后这个平台，我想你能来介绍一下吗，Roland？
我这个平台是20多年前，我已经开始在投资的这个平台。那时候我们连手机都没有我们还是用电脑。电脑那时候我们就是他做那种短视频，
对
短视频，比如来讲跟我们在一起的就有那个优酷
优酷
土豆这些都是当时候我们做那个小视频
对
大家把你的小视频放在你的平台里面，让大家看嘛。
对。
这个但是因为我当时候都没有办法，因为当时是看你的点击率，你多少人关注，那个是最重要的嘛。
对
别人有可能3亿的人在看他的那个平台，我只有1亿的人在看，
对，
所以可能在这方面的话，我赶不上他们嘛，因为他们在烧钱。我不敢再烧钱，结果呢，这些平台有些就是给阿里巴巴买过去嘛，
对
有些就自己花了太多钱呢，烧钱烧太多就垮了。
对，
不过整个那个科技一直在改变，
对
从那个小视频后来转机手机一转机手机的话，你要把那个转变成手机端嘛，那时候又花了很多钱在手机端，但是都没有抖音都没有小红书没有快手，这些都没有。
你是最早开始做这个互联网的短视频
的，
哇，太厉害了！这20年前就有这样子的一个洞见。
当时我投资是对的，但是没有时间去关注。
所以当时你也是一个直觉告诉你说，我现在要做这个东西，还是说你就是喜欢这些传统戏剧方面的东西？
没有，这个是讲，因为我们是做那种传统生意的嘛，当时候这种互联网。可能就是会长得很快嘛。对。那么那时候我的想法就是我用小刀要锯大树嘛。就是说可能我这边能够再创出一个春天出来嘛，对不对？对。但是因为我自己的生意也比较忙嘛，那么让他们就去弄，然后因为我只是一个大股东那么 可能失掉一些机会。那么最近的话，我们也发现到，在中国互联网也开始走是另外一种，就是短剧这类东
对，
西。
是的，
所以我变成就把这个爆米花改成一个短剧。短剧的平台，所以爆米花有2种收入，第一个就是短剧，我们播放短剧嘛，第二个就是广告收入，因为你看我每一年给快手的广告就是3亿人民币，那么最近呢，又是因为那个抖音出现一些问题在美国嘛，所以很多人转去小红书，
是的，
那么小红书也在杭州。那么小红书也联系上我们嘛，因为你给快手这么多，我们大家都合作啊，我们做广告，
对，
所以这个是一个部分。另外一个部分我们是做短剧，短剧的话，但是也是很多人做短剧。我是想说，我们也要比较突破一点的话，我们就给那个比较年长的要看的，因为这批人也是算艺人的，
对，
而且他们也很想一些节目的嘛，
是的，
所以我就把它做成比较多那种属于就中年以上的人看，那就有黄梅调啦、夜曲啦、金曲啦，
对
那些视频在里面。
我觉得这个策略非常好，因为你非常精准的抓住了现在正在非常蓬勃发展的一个市场，
对，
就是夕阳产业。
对，夕阳产业。
说现在其实是朝阳产业了，但是其实是那个
对
老龄化经济嘛，对，我觉得非常佩服，对，
谢谢。
因为就是从一个传统行业跳到互联网行业，真的也是一个比较大的一个勇气才能去做到这个事情，我觉得，
那么我本身对于科技我是很兴趣的，
对，
因为我本身因为在中国里面跑动比较频繁嘛，所以对于这些东西我也接触比较多，比如来讲说直播啦、电商啦，这些我都很有兴趣，因为我本来是也是中华总商会的会长嘛，然后我要带领这些企业去中国市场。
对，
那么他们就讲到哇，怎么去用电商卖啦，用直播去卖。但是我假如不了解这个东西，我怎么跟他们讲，对吧？所以我亲身就是在里面就了解一下怎么做直播，怎么做电商。然后我这样的话，我就了解说，我怎么可以帮忙到新加坡企业？
对，
其实赚钱不赚钱是另外一回事，但是最主要是我要了解整个程序，
也是有一个非常强的一个探索和求知欲望。
对，
我觉得特别厉害。然后我觉得这个特性在陈伟身上也得到了非常好的体现。觉得你们家里的人都是非常有多方面的这个资源整合能力的，就是在不同的产业中可以非常好的切换自如。
对，
那我想问一下陈伟，你平时有关注这些就是互联网相关的东西吗？有没有这方面的兴趣？
没有，很少吗？比较少。我们在这里可能是跟那些卖机械的。中国制造机械的公司合作，这种是Internet 的东西，我们没有什么做。
OK，那你们跟国内的可能哪几个省市可能合作比较多？
我们在这里是代表那个三一
重工对，很有名。
对，所以我们做他们的那些吊车那种
体重机，
对。
那在这边是一个刚需，很需要的一个东西。
对，我们做了差不多10多年了，所以开始的时候是当然中国来的机械是在这里澳洲那这里的客户就那个可能比较敏感一点可是这几年做了就比较more accepting of that。所以也是这几年来也是有去中国也是回去了几次也是。
我发现你们两位好像都很经常往中国跑，是吗？
不像我
最近还是最近
那些
最近我只是最近可能那个这2-3年吧。
这2-3年。
我也希望去多几次，去多了解。因为我每个月都会在那边。
对，杭州是个非常好的地方，尤其是最近
我去上海、杭州，我每一个月都会去一趟，所以我差不多20%的时间在中国。
所以我通常是在那个上海跟那个
上海、杭州、
长沙，
长沙、
长沙、湖南那边。 然后我们到那个澳洲的客户，他们那些那个外国人，他们去的时候，他们的眼睛都开大了。他们国内真的是在这里，我们澳洲听到中国是怎么样的回事，比他们去过去那边的时候看的一回事是完全不一样的。
对，就是现在我感觉媒体没有把中国的一些非常发达的部分去表露出来。
对，
但其实你如果真的，因为现在是去年李强总理过来嘛，当时不是他就有了一个 China 的一个 visa free policy，免签15天，然后现在是30天的免签，所以现在他们也在鼓励更多的国际的一些友人过来，然后亲眼看见、亲眼去体验，其实你就能感觉到中国的真的是科技发展和经济实力其实是非常强的。
对，
所以我们全部的客户从去了中国回来，他们的概念是真的是变了不一样。
对，是的。那你们觉得就是东方文化和西方文化，因为毕竟你们有很多的家族的根基，以及刚才 Roland 经常会提到 Western 和 Eastern 之间的一个文化的交融，你觉得有哪些我们可以去做得更好的，就是在澳洲的这些multicultural 的这些那个人，就我们可以做得更好的一些点，去融合多元的文化，因为这个也是我们澳洲的一个面临的一个现象，因为太多人他们其实都是移民的身份过来，然后我们有非常非常多元化的 community， 怎么样能够去促进它的一个进步，互相的交流和一个理解？因为你也做很多 community work， 所以我想问你这个问题。
其实中国跟澳大利亚他们有很多互补的一个地方，只是一个问题，是因为澳大利亚的人口比较少，
对
人口比较少，那么中国的市场比较大，那么很多地方是可以借鉴彼此之间的一个强处了，可以互补，大家。因为在某一个阶段的话，有一些东西澳洲做得很好，中国没办法跟得上。
对
那么有一些是中国跟得好，澳洲是也跟不上。但是只是一些文化跟那个他的思维的一些不同，使到大家就有一种有点摩擦了。
对
假设说大家能够互相了解，那就容易。你尊重我的文化，我尊重你的文化，那就很多。因为澳洲的话，其实你才2000多万人，
对
他们是13亿、14亿也是多几倍，所以一个大的市场啊。
是的。
那么好像比如来讲，你们的红酒在那个中国，你要做出很好的红酒是很难的，
对，
可能是因为地质的关系、气候的关系不大一样。那么你的那些矿也是一样，你现在是矿也是一样。只要大家说没有说文化的差异太多互相尊重彼此之间的一些往来的话，我相信很多地方都可以做的。对，因为毕竟一个在北，一个在南部。对，所以当然气候方面就很多东西都不一样。是的，然后我是觉得说，大家要互相多来往的，不要封闭自己的口。你在一搞封闭的话，就我看不到你看不到我，就像你刚才所讲的 ，see the belief， 你去到那边再看，哎呦，真的是这样，你看原来是这样。要不然的话，他的想法就不一样。以为说哇，很落后啦，很怎么样啦，什么？其实很多东西比我们这边更先进，对，更好，对吧？
所以说，最高效的去理解一个国家或者一个民族的方式，就是去身临其境的去感受。了
解感受，了解面受这样就好。那么，假如说现在中国已经开放30天了，假如这边能够开放的话。不是很多来往了，对，这边还是一个 visa 的问题啊。
去年我问过总理这个问题
你这边的总理，
他说未来可能会有吧，但是没有直接的回应。对，但是我觉得我是真的非常希望本地的一些澳洲的人也好，或者企业也好，能够多去中国看看，其实有非常多的机会在那边。对，
国内的人假如说要来这边发展的话，要尊重他们这边的人，
是的，尊重这边的文化，包括比如说像陈伟刚才你说非常尊重这边的原住民的一个文化，每一片土地它都有自己的一个文化的一些历史， 和底蕴在那你必须要去先做一部分的学习，然后再过来跟这边人交流，我觉得就会避免很多的一个misunderstanding 这方面的东西。
其实这一点在新加坡，我们每次觉得协会能够做到很多帮忙这边的一个责任。
对，
我们总商会也是这样，我们假如说跟那个中国来的企业，我们也先跟他谈这个问题先，给他了解一下那么我们很多时候就改变他们的一点思维，讲说你要这边做事情的话，你要这么做，所以他很容易就接受。所以我们以前有一段时间是我们很怕中国企业来一直拒绝他们。现在当我当了会长的时候，我就讲没有，我们要接受你这样，我们接受中资企业，所以我们新加坡的企业跟中资企业走得很近，我们甚至一起出去，一起去第3个国家发展，以前就是排斥他们，所以我说这种其实是你改变不了的，他们一定会进来的，
对，
那么我们怎么跟他合作嘛，对吧？所以我变成这种我们新加坡跟那个中国的企业合作，那么到第3方做生意，那个是很好的一个方法来的。
大家有没有什么其他的想要分享的话题，或者想要跟大家比如说屏幕前的观众宣传的自己品牌的一些历史也好，文化也好，价值观也好，其实都可以分享一下。对，陈伟有没有一些想要分享的？
没有什么，可能是说我们进入澳生的那个海参。So we talked about this before. It's harvested from Shark Bay, which is actually a UN World Heritage Site. So it's a very pristine area. That is a beautiful place, which I encourage all your viewers to come and visit if they have a chance. And it's a very unique product that we feel that speaks to the more traditional way of food for Chinese, but also for the traditional owners as well. Because one thing is, way before coal and iron ore, sea cucumber is Australia's first export. That was back in the days before the Europeans came, before colonization. The indigenous people in the northern parts of Australia, they used to trade with the fishermen, the traders from modern day Indonesia, and they use sea cucumber as trade.
Wow.
So it's I think very special that we can recreate this trade between Australia and Asia again.
Yeah.
What about your tablet? You're trying to develop a tablet.
Yeah. We obviously, the dried form of sea cucumber, the very traditional food form, but to try and attract newer generation. And we feel, and we are doing a lot of research into the medical and health benefits of sea cucumbers. We're looking at more accessible products like capsules, maybe supplement type market, and also health and beauty as well. So those are new things that we'll be bringing to the market in the not too distant future.
Sounds very exciting.
Yes,
I look forward.
We're very excited.
也就是这个原因的话，就是那个澳洲的产品对于在中国国内会很受欢迎，因为他们是自然，自然的没有污染，所以提到澳洲的产品的话，中国那边可以接受，而且因为现在中国国内的生活水准提高嘛，所以他们要的是一个很天然的有高质量的一些产品。那么这个也是因为我在国内我开始做电商跟直播的原因，我是希望他这边弄好了，我可以把它运去国内，那么通过我的那个直播还有我的电商卖我们的澳洲的那个海参。现在我已经有卖那个 Caribbean 了，我的直播已经有 Caribbean 的那些蜂蜜啊。我们已经跟他已经有那个，
其实我父亲认识那个潘婷的父亲，很久了。
然后
潘叔叔，
我跟他认识很久了，所以他在中国，我们也是帮他在做这个直播。
对，哇，很厉害哦！真的，我感觉你每天的日程应该都是非常满的。
对，因为我喜欢做这些东西嘛。
那我想问一下两位，你们平时怎么样 keep 就是 让你们的身体有一个恢复，或者说让你们大脑恢复呢？就是说有什么 hobby 可以让你们 rejuvenate yourselves？
我本身来讲的话，我是比较幸运的，因为可能说我们的家族，我们的他的祖父啊什么，每个都很长寿的。我们有一个长寿基因，
好厉害
我公公本身90多岁，我爸爸90多岁，我妈妈也是90多岁，那好的时候，因为我们就是对我来讲呢，跟睡眠是很重要的，因为我很容易入睡的，而且睡得很深很深的，所以我有好的睡眠的。那么本身的话就打高尔夫球了。游泳啊，那么有时候就做一点那个在自己的家里做一点体操啦这些东西。
我想问一下2位的 daily routine， 就是你们早上是大概几点起床？陈伟先说。
我今天差不多4点45分吧。
4点45分。
我是有人讲我们做什么东西的，我是大海游泳的。所以我是早上是去游泳。
OK， 运动 OK， 没问题，很健康。
我大概6点半就起来了。起来我就做一点那个运动啦，做一些中训啦，那么有时候游个泳啦，或者是散步啦。
其实我觉得长寿基因跟基因是一个方面，还有一个就是跟非常良好的生活习惯有关。所以这也是我非常好奇2位你们 daily routine， 因为我觉得 daily routine 就是关系到一个人他不能持久的去保持健康的体魄和心灵，去做事情。
因为他妈妈因为我3个孩子嘛，他妈妈那时候很严格的，每个孩子游泳。我们觉得游泳是一个好的一个运动。因为我们不喜欢他们去做其他的运动，比如来讲打保龄球啦，打什么？因为我们觉得说那种东西可以赌啊，保龄球给朋友赌啊，什么那个圈子的人比较不好。那么游泳的话就没有东西嘛，你也不能够显掉自己啊。
他就是自己在那边默默的游，
他就
受干扰
一条裤子而已。没有东西可以显掉的，
就是你在游的时候是一个比较忘我和专注的一个状态。
专注的对，所以我们就给他拿游泳的这个。
其实我觉得高尔夫可能也有点像它也是你自己跟自己。
没有高尔夫就很多球杆的衣服啊，什么鞋子
那倒是有 accessories， 但是那个状态我是说，就是你下场在打球的时候。
对，不过那个等大了不一样，大的就因为你是大的。做生意人的话，你交配的人不一样。小孩子的话，我们就觉得说，游泳是最好的。
OK
So maybe for your viewers as well is, we live in a very beautiful outdoors type lifestyle here in Australia, right? I hope people get to enjoy it, in the waters, but of course, they have to swim to their abilities. So for maybe migrants who come in, who haven't had that background of swimming, I would encourage people to go learn swimming and be better at it, and then get to enjoy this sort of lifestyle.
You know that you swim from Australia mainland to Rocknet?
Really?
I'm an open water swimmer, so that's what
Wow. And how long does it take?
Back in February, I did it in 6 hours.
6 hours non-stop. There's no rest.
Other than drinks, hydration.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
I do that on my off time.
Okay. It's a very good training physically and mentally as well. For such a long time, you swim in the sea. Oh my god, amazing.